Hi everybody, it's Tamara from Etcetera's, and I have a new journal to show you today. Now before we get into it, I do have a disclaimer, and I also want to tell you a little bit about the inspiration for this journal. This is inspired by India, and I don't want anybody to think that this is, cultural appropriation. And I know everybody on the internet has an opinion about everything these days. So I just want to make sure that people understand that I fully understand that the culture of India is about a lot more than paisley prints and bindis and that type of thing. It's a very deep, rich, complex culture, and I know that because I visited India many years ago, and so that brings me to the inspiration. But before I get to that, I'll just mention I'm also not going to sell this journal, so I don't plan on profiting off of somebody else's culture either. So it's just because I love the look, and it's just inspired by. Okay, so that being said, I went to India many years ago, and I've traveled all over the world. I've been to probably about 45 countries now, but I have to say India was the most challenging for me, and I really prepared myself for India, but it was hard. And when I got back from that trip, I was a little disenchanted with what I had hoped to see when I got there. So this is also for me a way to try to go back and embrace all of the color and pattern and texture that I fell in love with before I made that voyage overseas, and so I'm just trying to regain some of that love, and this is one small way to do that. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and you'll stick around, and we'll do a flip through of all of the pages of this wonderful journal. Okay, now that we've got all that serious stuff out of the way, let's take a look at this journal. So here's the front, and I've put the crochet lace on the side to cover up the binding as I did on my other ones. And this is just a tie closure, and this is just some fabric. It's not sari fabric, but it's similar to sari fabric, and it just wraps around. So one of the other things that I wanted to do with this journal is sort of try to challenge myself to use more color and to add more embellishments and tucks and tags and all that kind of fun stuff that I don't always do. So we've got some stuff popping out to the side and the top there. I also left a lot of threads hanging, which drives me crazy, but I'm trying to go out of my comfort zone, and I know that's sort of the trend right now, so I thought I'm going to try it and see if I can handle it. So this journal has three signatures, and they're quite full. They're anywhere from probably 25 to 30 pages or more each, I'd say, with lots of pockets and things like that as well. The inside is some fabric. It's just a cotton print. And then here's the first section. So this is what I would call like sort of the pink section. And right in the first pocket, we've got a little extra book. There's a little more places to journal and jot things down. I did a little bit of stamping, and that's coffee stain paper. And as I told you in one of my other videos, I really like to get my coffee stain paper super grungy, so that's what's going on there. And some pink coffee stain paper. And then some line paper. And here's my little clip. Little rhinestone on it. And then some clean paper. Lots of flip outs. This is from that same crafting newsletter that I told you about before, and there's some of my handmade paper. More coffee stain, and so I didn't want to waste any of this lovely coffee stain paper, so that's why I got a lot of it folding out. I didn't want to cut it off, and then got some stamping going on, and same on here, some stamping. And then some line paper. And what else do we have here? This is a torn edge. There's that. I might need to do a little bit more inking, I think. Sewed on a little bit of fabric. I just like that effect. Some different size paper. And then this is that waterfall or trifold envelope that I did on my last big one. So you can put tags or whatever you want in there. And I have a silhouette machine, so I tried to make some tags, but my silhouette machine seems to have a mind of its own lately, and I never know exactly what it's going to cut, but I try to make do. It just sort of takes off and doesn't do what it's supposed to, which is a little frustrating. So there's some really sparkly pink rickrack, and then another little fold out. And so this is the other side of the signature. And then I just threw this in there. I made this, it's like a little folio, and it's got, this is from my trip. It's a ticket into the, what is it? I'm not sure where. Some sightseeing thing that I went to. So I just threw it in there. But I thought that was kind of cute. Just a little folio you can take out and you can save things in. Little recipe, Grandma's favorite cookies. Oh, you can see that. Oh, and rhubarb torte on the other side as well. Look at that, 2 for 1. So more of the same papers, and then of course you need a little elephant. Well, a big elephant really, but you can, that's pretty grungy on the back, but you can put a picture or do some journaling on the back. And then this, I was going through all my stuff and I found this postcard that I had bought while I was in India, and this is Lord Ganesha, that I had never used or sent or anything, so threw that in there. So that's the pink section. And then this is, I would say, the yellow or natural section. And this one doesn't have a pocket, otherwise I would have lost this great elephant on the front there. But so then we've just got some more stained paper, and we've got some lined, lovely lined paper in there. What else we got? Some graph paper, ledger. I think I sewed the pocket down on this one, and then there's a little tag in there. Catch the trade winds. Whoops, sorry, I'm out of. Catch the trade winds in your sails, and that is from a paper pack. Actually, the signature papers covers are all from one pack, and I'll have to put that in the description box below because I can't remember what it is. And then there's a pocket. This was an envelope that I just covered, and then sewed this illustration onto some paper. And then I've got some handmade paper, but I didn't make this, and it's been sewed on. I thought it was a nice addition. More stamping, and then this is a scan of some of my own handmade paper. So that was just a little experiment. And then these are scans of coins from India, and then I just put those onto the ties. There we go. More stamping, the other side with a little pocket there. And this is the other side of the envelope, and this is a copy of a tourism poster for India from, I think, the 60s or something like that. And then it's got a little pocket on the back as well. A little scalloped edge with a pocket. And another little tuck spot here. There's another. Oop, there we go. Another flip out. Oh, and there's another one. And more papers. And then some more rickrack. Just to add some texture. There we go. Okay, whoops, my card ran out, so I had to go get another card. Anyways, here's the blue section. And we do have a little pocket, and we've got some tags here. Just a little card. Some writing space, and then more stained paper, and this one makes a little pocket. There's a little scalloped edge there. And what else do we have? Some blue. I love the way the coffee really just seeps into these colored papers and stains it. This side you can really see it. And then some more ledger paper, another piece of my handmade paper. And this is from a tour company sends me their stuff all the time. And so this comes from their India section. And I just sewed it onto something else. And I got some more. Oh, and this is another one of my scan pages of my own paper. And then I laid some crochet lace on top of it and scanned it, and I like the way that that turned out. And then there's some trim sewn onto that page, and here's where we get into a little bit more color. This is one of those bags that I get from the pharmacist from time to time, and then I just sort of do some patchwork on there. And there's some butterflies, because you guys know I like to include a butterfly on everything. And then some ferns, and then this is from a sari shop that I visited when I was in India. We stuck that in that little pocket. And then this is another one of those trifolds, and then there's tags in each one. This is actually a giant paint chip from a hardware store. But it's the perfect color, so I used it. A little bit of doily on there. And then there's some of those strings hanging, or threads hanging down. And this is the other side of that bag. And then this is the third little paper clip. And, oh, there's one more peek at a butterfly there. And then I thought this was kind of fun. This is just a picture of a door, which you see. They're beautiful doors all over India, and so then you open it up and then you get the inside of this page here. And what else do we have left? The other part of the signature, a little bit more of that fabric sewn on the edge, and then a couple more tags just made from the scrapbooking paper. I've added some salvage on there, and did some stamping on that one. And I think, yep, that is the end. And I haven't done on anything on the inside or on the back on this one, and I don't know, I might still do something here, we'll see. But that is my journal inspired by India, so I hope you like it. And I hope it inspires you to work a little bit with color. So thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more of my journals, feel free to hit that subscribe button wherever it is. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.